Okay, so this is going to be a trade recap for yesterday, which was July 25th, 2019, which was a Thursday. So I took one trade today. It was on PTC, and it netted me roughly $760. I'm going to explain why I'm a little bit upset about that, but let's just go over the trade recap real quick. So as you can see, PTC here, it's gapping down, and we have this great drifting pre-market action, which is exactly what we want to see going into the open. Just a little note that the stock is kind of hovering around VWAP here, so that's just a little note to take of. And let's go into the trade. So when we come over here, we have the 30 seconds. So this is how I entered the trade. So yesterday we had a lot of stocks that were gapping down. The watch list was crazy. So I was having a hard time watching everything at the same time. Everything was just setting off at the open and stuff. So really rough time trying to figure out which stock it was I was going to trade. So when we got here to PTC, I missed the opening entry. So I saw this stock kind of just hovering here at this 76, 74 level. It's like testing, bounces off, testing. And then before you know it, the stock, this is a 30-second chart. So the stock within 30 seconds dropped, almost a point. So within 30 seconds, just dropped extremely fast. So as it started to roll over, I'm looking to get in, and then before you know it, the stock's down here. So I'm not going to enter the trade down here and put my stop above here. It's just too big of a stop loss. So I needed to wait. And at the time, it started to give us another little consolidation here. So as it's consolidating, I'm thinking I'm going to short it under that consolidation, throw the stop above, which is exactly what happened. This also correlated with a 5-minute opening range breakdown. So really quickly, look over here. It also correlates with this candle here opening and then breaking the low of that candle there. So we enter here at 75.94. So exactly here. Now the problem I'm having right now is I took 1,000 shares on this entry. My goal is to make $20,000 in the month. When it comes to this paper trading account, I can't be taking 1,000 share positions, especially when it's like a 30-cent stop loss. So I'm risking $300 here to possibly make X, whatever that is, and I need to be risking a little bit more to be able to make more, especially because if you look at my stats here, like on Monday I took 3 trades, all of them were 3,000 shares, and they were all losers. So this one trade is making up 3 losses on Monday, but the 3 losses on Monday were with 3,000 shares. So if this trade would have been with 3,000 shares, it would have made me be in the profit by a lot more than what I was. So the fact that I made 760 on this trade is very, very discouraging when it should have been, $2,000 or $3,000 winning position. I need to realize when it is that these stocks are great setups and to be really, really aggressive when it comes to them. Now, I took this trade and I did not add to the position, which is another mistake I had. This is the entry here. This right here is an add position, which I saw in real time. I just hesitated, and for whatever reason, I just didn't click the button, and then ended up selling off even more. But honestly, when it comes back up and it starts to roll over, you need to be adding extremely heavy to make your position size larger, and then you can throw your stop all the way down below the pivot. So it comes up, you start adding and adding, and you get that next leg coming down. That's how you make the money. That's something like the majority of your money is with these winning trades, being able to maximize as much profit as possible, which is something I did not do. So I did not bring this one here, and then as I came here, you can kind of see here this little consolidation. So it kind of comes to this level, bounces up, have a little doji candle here. This is another little doji candle, and as it kind of starts to roll over, you can add again to the position. Now, the more times you add, you need to be a little bit aware that the more times you're adding, the stock is going to be a little bit more extended. So maybe as you're adding lower, you might be a little bit quicker to take profits because not all the stocks are going to move, 3 points or whatever this movement was. So just be aware with that. So my trade ended up being, I was in at 75.94, which is right here. I scaled out 75.57. So 75.57 right here where the cursor's at. So right here, took more off at 75.47, which is way too close from the other scale out. That's a horrible scale out. I took some off at 75.25. So as it keeps going down, I'm taking some off here. Now this would have been, you get a little retest as it comes rolling over. You can add to the position. Usually I like to double, but I was actually thinking I was going to uh, kind of like put 2.5 into the position. So I think I had 200 shares left. I was going to put in 400 to give me 600 shares. My entry would have come down all the way to exactly where the stop is. So I was literally risking nothing. And the fact that I didn't do it is just very discouraging. So did not do that. And then I basically took the rest off at 75.03. And that was basically my trade. So I was able to get a decent movement here, but I left money on the table. My first mistake was not entering heavy enough, and then I didn't add, and then I didn't add, and I also didn't get any of this move down here. Sometimes I need to let the trades just roll a little bit more. I was able to scale out really, really good here, but there's still a lot more money to be made on this trade. But it was a good setup and it was a good trade. I'm just taking a note that I made 760, and in reality, it should have been a lot more.